Can you feel that gut-wrenching anxiety, the sudden jolt of fear that strikes when a championship dream hangs precariously in the balance? That's the palpable tension gripping the Bay Area right now as the San Francisco 49ers face a brutal truth. Their Super Bowl aspirations just took a devastating hit. But the real question is, how does a true contender respond when their defensive cornerstone is ripped away? And can John Lynch pull off a blockbuster move to save their season? Welcome back to the channel, where we don't just report the news. We dive into the emotional core of the game, dissecting the moments that define legacies and championship runs. Today, we're talking about a seismic shift in the NFL landscape, a development that has sent shockwaves through the league and left the San Francisco 49ers scrambling. The news hit like a sledgehammer. Nick Bosa, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, the relentless engine of their formidable defense, is out for the season. Just let that sink in. The heart and soul of their pass rush, the player who consistently terrorizes opposing quarterbacks, is sidelined. For a team with legitimate Super Bowl aspirations, this isn't just an injury. It's a crisis, a gaping wound that threatens to derail everything they've worked for. The clock is ticking, the pressure is immense, and General Manager John Lynch is now staring down one of the most critical trade deadlines of his career. The 49ers are 4-1, a dominant force, but without Bosa, a shadow of doubt looms large. The question isn't if they need help, it's how they get it, and at what cost. The void left by Nick Bosa's absence is not merely a statistical gap. It's a chasm that threatens to swallow the very identity of the 49ers defense. Bosa isn't just an elite pass rusher. He's a game wrecker, a player who commands double teams, frees up his teammates, and fundamentally alters offensive game plans. His relentless motor, his surgical technique, and his sheer will to dominate have been the bedrock of San Francisco's defensive success for years. Losing a player of his caliber isn't something you simply replace with the next man up. It requires a strategic, aggressive, and perhaps even desperate move to maintain the defensive integrity that has propelled this team to contention. Without Bosa collapsing the pocket, the entire defensive scheme shifts. Quarterbacks will have more time, coverage will be tested longer, and the ripple effect will be felt across every level of the defense. This isn't just about sacks. It's about pressure, disruption, and the psychological advantage Bosa provides. The 49ers need a force, a true difference maker, and they need one yesterday. Enter the New Orleans Saints, a team currently languishing at a disappointing 1-4 record, seemingly destined for the role of sellers at the upcoming trade deadline. It's a familiar narrative in the NFL. When a season goes south early, teams often pivot, looking to offload veteran assets for future draft capital. For the 49ers, this unfortunate turn of events for their NFC South rivals presents a tantalizing, albeit complex, opportunity. Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football, a respected voice on all things Saints, has reported that there's a growing belief within league circles that New Orleans will indeed entertain offers for select players in the coming weeks. He detailed the situation, stating, "There are teams interested in some of the Saints' veteran players, and they'll be watching to see who becomes available in the coming weeks." This isn't just speculation. It's a clear signal that the Saints front office is preparing to make some tough decisions, potentially opening the door for a desperate contender like the 49ers to swoop in and acquire much-needed talent. The Saints' struggles, however painful for their fan base, could be the 49ers' salvation. Among the Saints' defensive arsenal, a trio of edge rushers immediately jumps onto the 49ers' radar: Carl Granderson, Chase Young, and the venerable Cameron Jordan. But as the dust settles and the scouting reports are meticulously reviewed, one name shines brightest, a beacon of hope for the Bosa-less 49ers: Carl Granderson. At just 28 years old, Granderson is not only in the prime of his career, but is also having an absolutely stellar season, already racking up an impressive 4.5 sacks in just 5 games. His explosiveness, his ability to consistently generate pressure, and his disruptive presence make him the ideal candidate to fill the monumental void left by Bosa. He's young enough to be a long-term asset, yet experienced enough to make an immediate impact on a championship-caliber team. The thought of Granderson lining up opposite the remaining talent on the 49ers defensive line is enough to send shivers down the spines of opposing offensive coordinators. He represents the perfect blend of youth, production, and potential, a true game changer who could keep the 49ers' Super Bowl hopes alive. However, acquiring a player of Granderson's caliber from a division rival, even a struggling one, is far from a straightforward transaction. The Saints, despite their dismal record, are acutely aware of Granderson's value. He is arguably their best defensive player, a cornerstone around whom they could potentially rebuild. Parting with such a talent, especially one who is still relatively young and highly productive, would be a difficult pill for New Orleans to swallow. There's an inherent tension here. The Saints need to decide if their future draft capital outweighs the immediate loss of their top pass rusher. This isn't just a simple player-for-picks exchange, it's a strategic chess match where both teams have significant leverage and conflicting priorities. The Saints' hesitation is understandable, creating a significant hurdle for John Lynch and the 49ers. They'll need to craft an offer that is simply too good to refuse, a package that convinces the Saints that their long-term vision is better served by moving on from Granderson now. If the Saints prove unwilling to part with their prized young pass rusher, the 49ers will need to pivot quickly, and Cameron Jordan emerges as a compelling secondary option. While Jordan, at 36 years old, is undoubtedly in the twilight of his illustrious career, he still possesses the veteran savvy and fundamental technique to be a productive player. He's demonstrated that this season, contributing 2.5 sacks, proving he can still get to the quarterback. The allure of Jordan lies not only in his continued production, but also in the likely lower acquisition cost compared to Granderson. He wouldn't command the same premium in terms of draft picks, making him a more financially palatable option for the 49ers, who are already dealing with significant cap commitments. While he might not offer the same long-term upside or explosive athleticism as Granderson, Jordan brings a wealth of experience, leadership, and a proven track record of success. He could provide a crucial veteran presence and a reliable pass-rushing threat, even if it's for a single season. As for Chase Young, while he's been on the 49ers' radar in the past, league sources indicate that a reunion is unlikely given previous experiences and the team's current focus. The pressure on general manager John Lynch is immense, almost suffocating. The 49ers are not just a good team, they are a legitimate Super Bowl contender, currently sitting at a commanding 4-1 record. This isn't a rebuilding year. This is the year, a window of opportunity that could slam shut without the right moves. Lynch's ability to navigate this treacherous trade market to identify and acquire the right edge rusher will undoubtedly define the 49ers' championship aspirations. He needs to be aggressive, yet shrewd, willing to pay a premium for a difference maker, but not mortgaging the entire future. The trade deadline is fast approaching, and every day that passes without a resolution is another day of uncertainty for the 49ers defense. This isn't just about filling a roster spot, it's about preserving the integrity of a championship caliber unit, about ensuring that the dream of hoisting the Lombardi Trophy remains a tangible possibility. Lynch's decisions in the coming weeks will be scrutinized, analyzed, and ultimately will determine the fate of the 2024 San Francisco 49ers. This high-stakes drama unfolding in the NFL is a perfect illustration of the league's relentless, unforgiving nature. Injuries, especially to star players, can instantly reshape the competitive landscape, forcing teams to adapt, innovate, and make difficult decisions under immense pressure. The 49ers situation is a reflection of this broader dynamic, where every general manager must be prepared to pivot, to hunt for opportunities, and to make bold moves when circumstances demand it. As the trade deadline looms, all eyes will be on John Lynch and his front office. Their ability to secure a talented edge rusher, whether it's the dynamic Curtis Granderson or the experienced Cameron Jordan, could be the single most impactful decision of their season. This isn't just about one player. It's about the delicate balance of a championship roster, the fine line between contender and pretender, and the relentless pursuit of greatness in a league that offers no guarantees. So, As the clock ticks down to the trade deadline, the San Francisco 49ers find themselves at a critical juncture. The devastating loss of Nick Bosa has created an urgent, undeniable need, forcing John Lynch to play a high-stakes game of poker with the New Orleans Saints. Will they land the dynamic Carl Granderson, a player who could immediately reignite their pass rush and keep their Super Bowl dreams alive? Or will they opt for the veteran presence of Cameron Jordan, a more cost-effective solution that still provides a much-needed boost? The decisions made in the coming days will echo throughout the rest of the season, determining whether the 49ers can overcome this monumental challenge and continue their march towards a championship. This is the NFL, Fabiano, where fortunes can change in an instant and true contenders are defined by how they respond to adversity. What do you think? Should the 49ers go all in for Granderson, even if it means giving up significant draft capital? Or is Cameron Jordan the smarter, more pragmatic move given his age and potential cost? Let us know your thoughts, your trade proposals, and your predictions in the comments below. And if you're as gripped by this unfolding drama as we are, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for all the breaking news and in-depth analysis that keeps you ahead of the game.